Good evening all. Welcome to another TRSB Sports podcast. Myself, Shane B. Pleasure to have on the show this evening Jordan the Wanderer Reynolds, super welterweight with a 3-0 record. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, all good, mate. Thanks for inviting me over.
Lovely, no problem. Lovely, no problems at all. Obviously we've had quite a couple of good fights just recently passed, and before I got into the interview with you, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the Wood-Conlan fight. What a banger that was.
No, mate, that was a throwback fight, that was. No, I ain't gonna lie to you. I had I think I put down a couple of quid for Conlan to actually win by stoppage. And mate, Lee Wood, what a man. What a geezer. I'm real fight. It just shows, mate, you couldn't even script that, do you know what I mean? It was like a Ward Gatty fight, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's got to be like, it's close to like a fight of the year already. It was one of those, it's like,
easy.
It was like Wood was in there, but obviously Conlan was sort of like dictating, and he was thinking, this is only going to go one way. And then
he just snapped, didn't he? I think like just fatigued, and it was yeah, it's just, mate, I was shocked, like, because Conlan's is, you know, he's a supreme boxer, but Wood is his physicality, and that it showed it, you know, like the will to win. It was the will to win. He just pulled out the bag, and he said before that, he said, if I knocked you out in the 12th round, well, guess what? I'll knock you out in the 12th, and he done it. It was a fair play to him.
That's it. He's got big art, that boy. Definitely got big art. So
nice kid, he is, yeah.
Yeah, in relation to yourself, obviously you get asked this like a million times, so I'm going to bang it out there. So what was it that got you into boxing in the first place? I hear it wasn't like easy street for you at the beginning.
No, just listen, it's just like most boxers, like 9 times out of 10, we all come from rough and ready, hard upbringings on the estate. You kind of got to be able to fight to get by. My dad's brothers and all, they all boxed and done football, and they all done long prison sentences and that, so they always instilled to kind of look after yourself, and they tried to put me down the boxing route, but I just wanted to mess around with my mates and that, do you know what I mean? But I was always around the boxing, and always seeing abusive stuff at home, and kind of made me that quite an angry, hatred, you know, frustrated kid. And it was only when I was at the gym or was doing a bit of boxing that I kind of felt that love and that release, and I felt like I belong somewhere. And that's what kept me in the gym, really. I always craved that love, that attention. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, I was a kid where, like, sorry.
Okay, so what kind of age was that then? What was you at? You're 10, 12, 14, 15?
No, I started boxing late. I started boxing at 16, but like growing up, like it was around it and things like that. I just thought, yeah, growing up at 10, 9, 10, 11, 12, I was craving that attention. Like I was like, not kind of like attention. Like if it was with my mates and some of the stuff we go up to, you know, it would always be me to do it first. Do you know what I mean? Because I wanted to just be in that light. I never had that, like, I don't know, it was weird. It's a weird upbringing, mate, but it's what makes us. You know what I mean? You can either turn it into a positive or negative. So I just kept it running, kept chipping away, and just changed all that.
So obviously the boxing sort of like it gave you something. It gave you something to aim for, I'm guessing. Also, like you're saying, it gave you sort of like people that would take care of you, or sort of like wanted to make sure that you was on the straight and narrow and you was sort of like going in the right direction. So that was something you needed at that point.
Yeah, definitely. Boxing gave me that focus, and it gave me that. It was at home place. Like, I got kicked out of school and I was getting into a lot of trouble, and I ended up just being in a gym, like, you know, 10 in the morning to 10 at night at 15 years old. And then, yeah, it molded me. Like, it really did. It molded me to who I am, really.
So, well, I'm guessing there must have been some sort of like natural talent somewhere along the line, because you ain't going to go into a gym and people are going to obviously put their effort into you, but you must have had something about you. People must have seen something in you.
I think I was just raw. I was just raw and rough, and I just had no fear. Like, I remember just going in there, never boxed before, and I was just wanted to spar all the men, just wanted to spar all the pros, and they put me down. Got my nose broke at 16 by pros, and like, I never had a fight. Do you know what I mean? Like, I just wanted to get stuck in. Do you know what I mean? I never really had that fear, and it can be a downfall. Do you know what I mean? But I think that's what they took a liking to me for. Cool, this kid don't. Do you know what I mean? Don't stop. I'm there, and You couldn't really get away from it. They couldn't get rid of me. So yeah, like I suppose they just took a liking to that, and then I kind of just learned. I learned the game early. I learned the pro game early, really, to be honest, because I started at pro gym, so I was just seeing it as a business and how corrupt it is, and it's a bit of a dog sport, and so I just kind of wised up and thought I'd do the amateurs first, get my apprenticeship, then turn pro.
And who was it who sort of like guided you into the amateurs? Because obviously I'm hearing from it was pretty much a case of you pretty much went in the deep end, didn't you?
Yeah, like I was at Graham Old's gym in Luton, and I was a pro gym. Then I went to Stevenage, had 2 fights. Then they ended me in the ABAs. Go away to the final. I was like, all right. And I was boxing kids who've had 60, 70 fights, schoolboy champions and whatnot. I beat them all, mate. Lost to the world number 2 by about 6 points, computer scoring. And then I just thought West Ham stood out for me. I thought I need to get there. All these, there's 7 or 8 kids, national champions, you know what I mean? So I thought I'll get down there, and then that's where it really took off for me, mate. West Ham was just Mickey May took me in, and made within the first 6 months of being there, mate, because I'm British champion, an ABC champion, yeah.
Right, I suppose, like what you said, it's where you've come from is what makes you. So obviously, like a lot of adversity that you've obviously come through at early doors, early age, and it seems as like it's brought a resilience about you. Would you say that's right?
Yeah, 100%, man. Especially when times happen, setbacks and injuries and that. A lot of people can shy away, fold, use it as an excuse, and quit and give up. And I just suck it up, man. I've been through a lot. Listen, I've been through a lot worse, man. A lot worse. And it just, I always just look at the end goal. Nice one, bro. I always just look at the end goal, and I just won't stop till I'm there. I'm there. Do you know what I mean? I won't stop. Yeah.
So you must have had I think it was about 49, 50 amateur fights. So you've sort of
I had 112 amateur fights. I did
112. So you've obviously gone into the pro game with it. That gives you some sort of foundation, doesn't it? Because you hear a lot of pros that go into the pro game, they haven't had a big amateur background, and they're always talking about catching up and not having the foundations. Is it helped you in any respect, or different game?
100%, man. Like, listen, there's no point, like, it's like being a builder or something, being a construction worker. You don't just jump into it and not know what you're doing. You know, do you know what I mean? Like, I thought, don't be turning pro, and then you learn on the job. It's just like, it's a waste. Do you know what I mean? There's no, listen, it's boxing. Listen, you want to be making a few quid. Do you know what I mean? So you do your apprenticeship, you jump in here, you guided right, you looked after more, and you know how to fight. Otherwise, you you wait 3 or 4 years in the pros learning, and then you fight in journeyman. Your ego takes over, or you think you're better than you are because you've chinned 15 journeymen. Then when you box someone half decent, you get chinned anyway. So it's just yeah, don't really appeal to me that. Do you know what I mean? And not just that, yeah. Listen, I'm all for my people, right? I love where I'm from, and I wouldn't con people. So can you imagine, like, you keep sending 500-600 tickets each time, and you've got to keep saying, yeah, this is a tough fight, but really, these lads have had 50 fights, won 3. You're just taking money out of people's pockets. I'm not really for that, mate, to be honest.
Yeah. I suppose some of those records, you talk about those fighters and those records, and you got someone going, I've got 7-0, 10-0, but if they've got nothing on the resume, the record don't mean nothing, does it?
It don't mean nothing, mate. Like, you see lads who've been unlicensed and things like that, and they're like 12-0, and as soon as they box one half decent, mate, they get chinned. You can fight. Do you know what I mean? Boxing is different to street fighting.
Yeah. So from the amateurs, obviously, you also went GB, didn't you? GB team. That must have been some sort of achievement.
Yeah, man. I always got told I'd never get in there because I had a pro style. So big relief. Done 4 years there. Done 4 years there. I should have went to the first qualifier really, but had a great last year in GB, won everything. About 4 or 5 tournaments, won gold gold at each tournament. Great experience. Travelled the world, mate. Travelled the world. Went to Kazakhstan, boxed Kazakhs, Ukrainians. That's what really makes you think, like, it's about, listen, it's not all about boxing. It's about life as well. Do you know what I mean? It's a big world out there, and a lot of life lessons and life experiences, and it mixed them with different cultures, man. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah.
And sort of getting to that point, that must have almost give you a little bit of like realization of like all the hard graft and everything you're putting in, you're actually achieving things, there are goals, you're actually getting places. And maybe some people, like I said, didn't think that that was going to be the case for you, but it's almost like putting two fingers up to people and say, look,
Yeah,
I
it is
can get where I
possible.
want.
But, yeah, 100%. Just by, man, I don't even say that I mean talent, man. I might have talent, I can fight. Do you know what I mean? Like that. Yeah, I might be talent, but mate, I just literally stick at it, mate. Like I make sure I get there. Like, do you know what I mean? I just, my mindset is just mad. Like it's just, I'll make it, mate. I have to. So
Obviously, like
I mean, no matter.
obviously you've turned pro, and what's it? So
Turn
3
pro
and
the
0.
worst time, mate. Turn pro the
Yeah.
worst time, mate. Nightmares. Had a nightmare.
Yeah, but it's one of those, it looked like it was a quick start for your career, wasn't it? It was like a sort of a quick couple of wins. Second fight was like a couple of knockdowns, you got a win. Third fight, it's like a 1-round TKO. When you're having these fights, you like your training. Obviously, for that last fight, for instance, you've obviously put you've got a training camp. You're going through all of the routines to get yourself in peak performance, and then you end up with like a TKO early doors. Obviously, you get the win and the result. Fair play, you love it. But is there not a part of you that thinks like, do you mean I want to showcase what I'm doing? I've been in the gym for a while.
Yeah, but if you get them out of it, man, I'll be honest. If you can get them out of it, because I don't plan to knock them out early. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll go for them rounds, but one you don't get paid for overtime, all right? And like you want to be getting out safe. Anything can happen. Do you know what I mean? Like I just want to get out. Listen, get the job done and get out with my family, see the loved ones, see the friends, see the family, come out, see all the people who come out to support me. Like there's no point. Listen, to be fair, I do love the 12 rounds, the nitty gritty, hard, have a tear up. When I watch fights, I go, oh mate, this is the Conor and Lee. I watch that fight. I was like, since I watched boxing, I've always watched them fights. Thought that's what I want to be in. Is the Ward Gatty fights? That's me. Like, just I can just have it. Do you know what I mean? But like, I do love that. But if you can get in and out, mate, then happy days, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Because it's a hard game, mate. It's an hard game, mate. And them little gloves you put on in the pros, they're naughty, mate. It's just different.
So, all right, then obviously that fight, that one's gone. And then sort of like you're thinking, right, we're rolling here. We're going to get the full fight. You're on an undercard. And then is it the injury? Is it the injury that stops you?
Man, listen, mate, it's worse than this, mate, right? Because listen, this man, right? So I had that. Then I had this fight before Christmas. Done two camps back to back. About to have that weigh in. Geezer didn't turn up or something like that. Didn't get on his flight or whatever, right? So I think his arsehole went, right? So I was a bit fuming, right? So I thought, all right, do you know what? I want to go on holiday. I thought I want to get engaged. So like camp life and whatnot, mate. It's not cheap, all right? Because I invest a lot. So for all that, didn't get paid for the fight or whatever. Then I thought, all right, get engaged, go to Mexico. I knew that was going to be an Eddie Hearn show in February. So I thought, do you know what? Get engaged, buy a ring. Fucking no budget holiday in Mexico. Just we didn't just plodded along, went to different places and whatever. Had a great time. Come back, another 8-9 week camp, maybe longer. And then a week before my last spar, I ruptured my tendon, and then I got to pay like 12 grand for private surgery. And people go, oh yeah, and no one. And then you get people back out. You get people backing out, and like. It's mad. It's a mad game. So I've lost about 40 grand down, probably more. People don't see that. It's like, mate, like, do you know what I mean? It's mental. But my sponsors as well. You make money on your sponsorships and your shorts and that. I had to go. You know what I mean? I can't just keep changing the shorts. And they're like, but we've paid to go on them. So like, I've kept them shorts for the last 3 or 4 fights. So like, it's mad, mate. It's mental. It's mental, but listen, it is what it is, isn't it? It's just these tough times here, yeah. Literally, we'll see. Shows you who's really there for you and who's not. Because really, man, listen, in life, generally, no one really cares. Do you know what I mean? And it's a savage sport. Like, it's just, you know what I mean? We just have to work harder and smarter and get through it. And that's it.
Again, I think it's like it must be something to do with the upbringing and the mental toughness to So obviously, do you mean so far away from a fight, have an injury, and then have to like just to mentally deal with it? Which do you mean this? Do you mean it must affect you slightly? How do you sort of
Hey, listen,
how do you
I ain't
deal
gonna
with
lie, I
it?
ain't gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie to you. This injury hit me different, mate. Mate, it hit me hard, man, because like I thought, man, like I was just, mate. One thought in my head, I was gonna get my missus. I was like, let's just move to Mexico. I would have gone there. Do you know what I mean? I was fuck it, let's just start fresh, man. And I just thought, man, I put a lot of time into this. And there's a lot of people who want me to do well, but there's a hell of a lot of people that, you know, would love to see me fail, man. So I thought, nah. So after a few days stuck in bed after surgery, I thought, because them tablets, the morphine, man, were making me depressed. I've never been like that. I'm quite positive in that. And I just thought, man, I can't even get out of bed. So I scrapped the tablets off. I took the cast off. I thought, fuck this. I'm going back down the gym, mate. Whether that's just doing walks and that, and then after 2 or 3 weeks, I was back to my weird self, mate, running around and being busy, starting new ventures, and just trying to make a positive outcome of a bad situation. And yeah, things could be worse.
Yeah, it's like I see a lot of things, like a lot of your tweets and stuff on your social. Everything is really positive about you. Do you mean it's always sort of like focused, sort of like putting yourself mentally in the right place, and it does seem like you're always positive all the time, which is obviously.
I'm happy, man. I'm happy. I'm actually happy, man. It actually sounds, you know what I mean? Like, it's actually fine, man. I'm not to be a lot different, bro. I'm not to be a lot different, trust me. So we just chip away, mate, and I'll get there. It might just, all it is a little bit of a delay. Just a little bit of a delay now. Do you know what I mean? It's a little bit of a delay, a little bit more of a character building that needs to be done. Everything happens for a reason. Do you know what I mean? Got to kind of, readjust things and look at my training program and change things up. But like I said, mate, listen, it's character building. The test is a test of character for sure. And you see who's with you. And do you know what I mean? Because it's mad. People easily drop you. Do you know what I mean? Which is fair enough. Do you know what I mean? It's a business. Do you know what I mean? People running businesses, but sponsors should be there for our times, mate, because that's when you really need them. And if I was that kind of guy who wanted to stunt and buy all the watches and the cars just to make myself look good on Instagram and social media, then I would be, honestly, man, I'd be on the shit. But where I'm all right with money and I save it and I invest it and whatnot, I'm all right, mate. Really, do you know what I mean? And well, a good bird by me, and we just keep building, mate. Do you know what I mean? So.
And with that time out, obviously, you've got time out, and probably like you've been fighting training, and I'm guessing for the majority of the boxing career and amateurs, it's always been fighting gym. With this kind of time off with the injury, I guess it gives you time to reflect and put things in perspective as well.
100%. Less is more. Got chill, man. Like, do you know what it is? So, because I started boxing late, for so many years, I thought I needed to catch up with everyone. Everyone was so good. All I had was the will to win, the drive, the strength, and just relentless, right? And then everyone was better boxer, but I ended up getting there, man. I ended up overtaking people, and I've kept this work ethic. When it's fine, when I'm in camp, I should just be in camp to get fit, and when I'm out of camp, just tick over, be light. I'm just a lunatic, man. I'm an extremist. I'm either one way or the other. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. One of the things that I see that I quite liked, and I mean, obviously, since I knew you was going to come on, so I thought let's get a bit of background. I think one of the things I like the most out of everything that I've seen of date is the academy, the boxing academy that you're looking to sort out in the community, because we tried to do something similar in an area where we are sort of like deprived area, but it was like a karate dojo for all people within the area to use. And it was in a sort of like, it's an underprivileged area, but it was all about giving something back within that area. And it sounds like what you're doing in Luton is like a similar thing. It just sounds like giving, you don't hear of people giving back too much.
Nah, you have to, man. Listen, if you can give back, mate, you got it, mate. Otherwise, like, listen, especially nowadays, mate, listen, the kids are suffering, mate. It's a mad world. I feel sorry for the next generation, mate. So it's a mad time, and if I can, mate, listen, if I can help anyone out, I will. Do you know what I mean? Like why not? Do you know what I mean? And like, I thought, listen, I know the gym. I used to be in the gym 10 till 10 every day. You know, why not set up a proper gym? Yeah, or set up a proper gym, fitness, boot camps, hit training, health and wellness center. Yeah, I'll do that. Take over, make a huge bit out of that. I'm open, pardon me. And then on the side, Jordan was Boston Academy. That will cover the academy, and then we'll just help out all the kids, give them a proper experience, pick them up from school in the van. They come down here, they get to go in a boxing gym, they can do the health monitor, they can do the ice baths, they can meditate. There's loads of stuff they can do. Do you know what I mean? Give them a proper experience. And where it's just outside Luton, so it's 15 minutes from Luton, 15 minutes from Bedford, and all these other areas. So we can hit all the kids. Do you know what I mean? Like, but why not? Why not? Do you know what I mean? As long as it's open 7 days a week, I can get trainers there. People, you have to give back, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's good to be able to sort of like you say, there ain't a lot of things for the young uns to do these days.
Mate,
and
there's nothing, mate.
There's too many things that they can get into with where they aren't given anything. So to put the boxing in place do you mean it's a definite great thing to do?
Yeah, for sure, mate. Listen, mate, we used to like community centres and things like that. They're all gone, mate. The parks are run down. Do you know what I mean? It's just mad. There's nothing there, mate. There's nothing for it. Especially where we're from, mate. It's just different.
Yeah, it's funny. My wife always says like you can take the boy out of the estate, but you can't take the estate out of the boy.
Yeah.
And I think
Always.
I think when you've got that sort of mentality, I think where you know where you've been, you want to help people. I think that's just the way it goes, and that's what it sounds like with the gym, with the boxing thing.
Definitely. Show kids that it's possible, mate. Give them an opportunity. Not everyone's gonna love boxing. Not everyone's gonna love boxing, but it's just I want to give these kids a few talks and give them life lessons, life experiences, not this academic stuff. Because yeah, you need the English, maths, whatever, but after stuff like you don't even use in school, mate. Like they don't even teach you about money in school. They don't teach you about taxes, investing, or nothing. It's about being an employee. They should be teaching kids. Come on, like let's be an owner, be a boss. They don't. They want. Do you know what I mean? They want you to be part of the system. And it's like it's just open kids' minds, man. Like just do you know what I mean? Like just get out of the system. Do you know what I mean? Because I hate the system, mate.
Yeah, no, it's the thing is, it's like when you get the young'uns in, you like half of them. Do you mean you don't really want to listen to your parent? You don't want to listen to the teacher.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
what you do is someone like yourself is like it's different. Do you mean? So
yeah,
more inclined.
Yeah, for sure, man. And I know that from my experiences from when I was at school, mate. It's like, mate, whatever. But once someone comes in, he's like, oh, mate. Especially if they, use a bit of tone and they're confident and they're like, yeah, they're like, you give that respect's there straight away. Do you know what I mean? You're like, oh, because I never feared anyone, mate. The only person I used to fear was a fellow called Mickey May, my old trainer, and he was just because he was just like old school and he had this mad aura about him, and he was just like whatever he said, you just trust and do. Do you know what I mean?
So for yourself in the boxing, obviously that's the academy sorted out, and that's on the way. But for yourself, when you're looking to get back into the ring, I've seen bits of you sort of getting ready. When are we thinking that's going to be taking place?
Yes, I'll be recovered in February, March, April, May. Good for maybe June, July. But do you know what, man? I'm not even going to rush it, bro. I'm not going to rush it. I say no later than September. Do you know what I mean? But
right.
This can't happen again. Do you know what I mean? Like, it just can't because it's just not right, mate. And it's just costing me a fortune. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So, how is it healed? You're healing all right?
Oh, mate, I'm sound. Like, cast off. Sound. There's no point me because I just got no rush, man. There's no rush. You know what I mean?
So what's your goals then? Where do you want to be 18 months time? What do you want to have achieved? What do you want to have done?
Early retirement would be nice. On a beach in Mexico, eating loads of like I don't know, guacamole or something. I don't know. But now I want to. Listen, I want to get these titles, mate. Do you know what I mean? I want to have a bit of fun with it. I suppose what God about Eddie Hearn show, mate. Because I've done a bit of research on my opponent. I knew a bit of background about him, and I was going to tear into him, mate. Do you know what I mean? But not nasty, just fun. Do you know what I mean? And just I'm a showman. I like to have a bit of cracking at him. Do you know what, mate? I just want to enjoy the process and pick these titles up, enjoy the process, and just take on whatever comes my way, mate. That's all we can do.
So it's weird. It's like, who do you have to beat to get to where you want to get to? It's weird. I say, like, you get like, for my sins, I'm a Spurs fan. we've got 10 games to go in the season, but I've looked at all of the games we've got. I looked at who Wolves have got, who Man U got, who West Ham have got, and I'm working out how we're going to win, are we going to get 4th place. And I know people like to say we only think one fight at a time, and probably Conte and Kane will say, yeah, we only think about one fight at a time. But defo, you know that they're looking at everything that's going on those 10 games. Do you look at the landscape and think, right, I can see who's out there, I know who's there?
Yeah, no, I've done it. I've done that. Like, I've looked at the top 10 in the UK, mate. I beat 3 or 4 of them in the amateurs. I'm well confident to go. But what it is, now, the program's a bit different. It's just learning, doing the rounds, getting the rounds in, learning the rounds. It's just polishing me off a little bit. Do you know what I mean? So that's what it is. And a lot of it's all about timing. It's all about timing.
Have you got names out there, or have MTK got names out there for you to sort of like fast track you up this route?
No, mate, just whoever's got the next title, mate, just it'd be them. Come for them, really. Do you know what I mean, mate? To be honest, it's nothing personal, it's business, but I'm just whoever it is, it's just gonna just is what it is, isn't it? But yeah, it was just gonna be having it. So yeah, whoever's in line, again, they're gonna have to get dealt with.
And who ain't prepared to duck you as well, I suppose. I guess this is something as well, isn't it? It's like
it could be. Yes, a lot of people, they're scared to lose their O and all this stuff. But mate, listen, we're fighting men. Do you know what I mean? Just we've got to fight, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like it's I know a lot of it's business as well. It's got to be right for them, but MTK are good, man. They're class. Do you know what I mean? They're very fair.
Cool. So what I'm going to do is just like, I've got a couple of warm down questions just to finish it off, just like a little bit of training. So let's just say, for instance, I'll give you two things here. You've got the opportunity to play for Arsenal or Spurs. Who is it? Who'd you play for?
Huh.
You have to answer it. Huh?
Definitely not Spurs.
Oh no, that's an Arsenal.
I'll be Arsenal, mate. Sorry, mate. I know you're a Spurs fan, mate, but it's gonna be a Guno because my family.
That's fair enough. Yeah. So, turn out for Man U or Man City? Who'd you turn out for?
Don't know, mate. Man City.
Man City.
Yeah.
Opportunity to fight Fury or Muhammad Ali. Who would you have chosen?
Muhammad Ali.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah,
Hagler or Hatton?
Hagler.
Hagler, that would be.
I love Hatton. Hatton's a legend, mate. Hey, Hatton is a legend. Yeah, I love him. I love all what he's about. But Hagler's king, mate.
Hagler would be a war. That would be a war. That would be one to watch. Yeah. And then finally, Nigel Benn or Eubank Senior. Which one of those two?
Nigel Benn.
Nigel Benn.
Well, my heart is saying Nigel Benn. Probably Eubank, to be fair, is better. But nah, Nigel. I watch Nigel Benn, mate. I like him. And he's just pretty, isn't he?
Yeah, Nigel Benn for another war. Okay, then, mate. So before we wrap it up, anyone you want to thank out there?
Just everyone to support me, really, mate. Do you know what I mean? All the sponsors haven't left me. Do you know what I mean? If anyone wants to sponsor me, just get at me, yeah? No, joking. Listen, I've got good support, man. Listen, my sponsors are Lean, interior windows. Oh, mate, there's so many people to thank. Do you know what I mean? Get help with there. All these lads. Do you know what I mean? There's so many. So yeah, everyone just go over to my Instagram, Reynolds Boxing. You'll see, sponsor tops. They're all the good lads. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, and all the people who tuned in to watch this as well. Thank you.
Lovely. Well, I'll tell you what, mate. Pleasure speaking to you. Can't wait to see you in the ring. And I think defo there's going to be titles in the future for you.
Oh, we're coming, mate. Maybe at the end of the year, mate. You never know.
Lovely. All right, then, mate. Pleasure speaking to you. Have a nice day, yeah?
Pleasure. And you, bro. Take it easy.
Laters.
Bye-bye.